development cooperation has always played a central role in India's foreign policy. Ever since our independence, India has been committed to being a steadfast and reliable development partner by sharing its own development experience of over 7 decades. The countries of the Global South are important partners for India because together we represent the aspirations of 6.3 billion people of the world. Many of us have historical ties dating back to centuries, be it through trade or culture, and as our forefathers struggled together for freedom. Today, our collective bilateral trade stands around $220 billion. Given these economic and historical bearings, India's development cooperation and our support to the cause of multilateralism flow from the philosophy of interconnectedness and interdependence, which reflects our commitment to Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is a family. India's relations with partner countries are based on the principles of equality, mutual respect for sovereignty, and freedom of action and choice. It is not based on competition, conditionalities, or prescriptions. It stems from the spirit of solidarity to enhance mutual learning for shared and sustainable growth. These are also the cornerstones in our capacity building initiatives that today span from Latin America to the Pacific Island countries as we traverse similar but different paths of development. Today, governance is confronted by new complexities. Multilateral structures of international governance are under stress of disruptive trends necessitating stabilizing partnerships among developing countries. Even the nature of economic growth itself is changing in the emerging markets. Infrastructure and natural resources-led growth is to be matched with technology and knowledge-driven growth. Though developing countries are blessed with the bounties of nature and enjoy demographic dividend, however, we do face daunting challenges such as population resource imbalances, rising inequities along with rising aspirations, climate change, technologies that change quickly, almost ruthlessly, and we have to keep pace with all of these, which are common denominators for overcoming barriers to independent policy making and balanced economic growth. In the wake of these challenges, we need to expand our partnership choices in foreign cooperation and resolve to collaborate more closely to press ahead with our sustainable development goals. Thus, in its own way, India has also tried to step up the material resources and enabling mechanisms, especially in the last decade, of sharing our development experience with the rest of the world. Setting up the Development Partnership Administration Divisions as a dedicated agency within the Ministry of External Affairs, enhancement of the budget allocation for partner countries, increase in the size of the Foreign Service, including hiring of subject matter experts, increasing the number of scholarships. These are some of the recent measures taken by the Ministry, which is of relevance to what we are discussing today. Moreover, in all the recent development cooperation initiatives, capacity building has been a central theme. Several announcements for the enhancement of ITEC training slots have also been made during recent bilateral visits, as also at some of our multilateral engagements, including BIMSTEC, ASEAN, IAFS 3, CARICOM, FIPIC, to name a few. These capacity building efforts are also in line with India's regional priorities, whether it is neighborhood first or Africa being central to the scheme of things. You are all aware of our particular focus on Africa and our commitment to support the Africa 2063 agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be an understatement if I say that access to affordable and quality healthcare, professional skills, and higher education are factors in helping people maximize their growth potential. India is acutely aware of their role as determinants of human development. Our Prime Minister envisions India's collective and inclusive development through his emphatic call for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and also through flagship schemes like Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Skill India Mission, which highlight the role that skills play in nation building. To make the benefits of these development schemes accessible to the last person in the remotest of regions, Prime Minister has pushed for the digitalization of the delivery of these flagship schemes. For example, our e-education programs today provide quality education and are oriented towards shrinking the technology skill gap. In many ways, India is today an example of e-governance, bringing greater transparency, efficacy, and accountability in the system, and firmly believe that we should take the maximum advantage of digital technology to reap its benefit of self-reliance. Based on these learnings and technological advancements within India in the last 5 years, ITEC and EVBAB have thus been upgraded from their previous avatars with an aim to provide demand-driven support to our partner countries and to fill the gaps in human resource development and delivery of affordable and quality health services. Therefore, today, these two initiatives truly reflect our firm resolve in sharing our own development experiences and best practices with the Global South. Apart from this, India also seeks to be a leader in climate change action. India's initiative of the International Solar Alliance, led by the vision of our Prime Minister, is testimony to the fact that we are committed to a clean and sustainable future for the children of tomorrow. We are fast moving towards the use of clean technologies and e-vehicles for the reduction of fossil fuel dependency and emissions. We are also the fastest growing solar energy program in the world. The target of 175 gigawatts of renewable energy that India has set for itself as part of the International Solar Alliance and its integration in the main power grid is well on its way. The significance of these achievements lie in the fact that India does not limit its effort towards climate change to its own soil. Much of our development assistance, particularly capacity building, are geared around training and projects in solar technologies and other renewables in Africa, Caribbean, and the Pacific Island countries. India believes in a shared future, an indivisible future of the world, and sharing of capacities leads to formation of professional and economic linkages, which in turn generate the ecosystem for co-creation. An economically and technologically connected world helps build bridges of friendship. Let me, in conclusion, convey my best wishes to everyone for a renewed vigor that has been put behind our capacity building initiatives through today's successful launch of new initiatives under ITEC and also the launch of the EVBAB. I am thankful to all the guests for sparing the time to join us today, and I share you in reaffirming our commitment towards these initiatives. I take these last few words to thank all of you, Government of India ministries, ITEC institutions, the resident diplomatic ambassadors and the missions, who I'm sure will continue working closely to take these initiatives to greater heights and make them truly worthwhile for all of us. Thank you.